And now, the general weather around Alaska.
Satellite imagery showing low pressure here, slowly moving northward and slowly weakening, making for another wet, windy day across all the southeast coast, all the way up to about Cape Yakutat, and then it clears out here over south central Alaska with some fairly good conditions extending all the way up toward Arctic Village there. Very nice day, Kodiak Island into Bristol Bay. System coming across the Sea of Okhotsk here, or the Chukchi Sea, and pushing a cold front with some light snow into the northwest part of the state, and actually main front down through here. This is another trough up through there. Very weak cold front dragging across the Yukon and Kuskokwim Delta area. Band of moisture bringing some rainfall into Adak Island. On the chart today, you can see this cold front here. Low pressure up over the north slope, and then a trough extending down into the west central interior. And with that, pushing a cold front in with some areas of light snow along it, nothing too terribly heavy at all. And then some moisture back to the west here along the frontal boundary, linking up with the moisture with this system. And again, pushing rain and a little bit of an increase in the winds there into the central Aleutians. Dry for the eastern Aleutians, and very nice conditions, light northwest flow here. Clearing it out, south central Alaska, all the way down to Kodiak Island. But there was some light snow pushing across the Kuskokwim Valley into the western Alaska Range this afternoon. And then here's this slowly weakening and moving low pressure area just off the north coast of the Panhandle. Continues to push moisture in with rainfall across the entire area. And for tonight, that'll continue. The low in the trough, or in the Gulf here, weakens. And actually, another one develops up over the Yukon. But another trough will produce periods of rain, but rainfall rates will be lighter than what they have been there over the Panhandle. Continues to dry out over Prince William Sound, and dry conditions. Be some passing clouds across south central Alaska as this front tries to jump the Alaska Range, but most of the moisture sliding eastward north of the mountains there. And then clearing out and colder back behind it. Another trough brings some light snow back into the western Arctic coast. This low center kind of tracking eastward there actually develops right in here and then tracks east-northeastward there to about that position over the just east of the Koyukuk Valley areas. So some light snow from the eastern Arctic coast into the northeast interior, drying out over the eastern Bering Sea. And then this weakening front spreads some rain in toward Nikolsky late tonight as it dries out over Adak and Atka, and some increasing winds but staying dry for the Pribilofs. And for tomorrow, look for a chance of rain for the Pribilof Islands on down to the eastern Aleutians. Showers behind that across the remainder of the Aleutian chain. And not too bad here into the southern interior. Another mostly sunny day. Be some clouds early on, south central Alaska clearing out in the afternoon, but lingering in the Copper River Basin with some scattered snow showers over the eastern Alaska Range. Continued weakening southwest flow, enough though that it'll keep showers and some light rain going over the southeast coast. This trough produces some light snow, eastern Brooks Range to the eastern Arctic coast. Another trough coming down from the west-northwest. Spreads another round of light snow into the western Arctic coast, all the way down into the northern Seward Peninsula area. And then looking ahead to Friday, this system drops off to the southeast now, no longer a factor, maybe some lingering shower activity for the eastern Aleutians, Alaska Peninsula. This low becomes so weak now, it also is about a non-factor. Still some shower chances over the northern panel, but you can see drying out fairly nicely here over the southeast coast. High pressure across the southern half of the state, mostly clear skies, cooler temperatures, and dry conditions. And a little bit more in the way of clouds as you head up to the north, with still a chance of some light snow anywhere along the north slope and the Arctic coast, especially the eastern Arctic coast. Best chance there with that Arctic low just to the north. Out over the Bering Sea, again, high pressure ridging back to the southwest here, keeping it nice in that area. Warm front just coming onto the edge of the chart there, kind of mostly pushing off to the northeast. Low temperatures tonight in the 40s for the Aleutians, lower 40s for the Pribilofs, lower 20s, St. Lawrence Island. 5 to 10 up here for the Brooks Range, and in the teens to lower 20s in the central interior, mostly in the teens for the Arctic coast. And lows tonight, 20s and 30s call it 25 to 30 for the areas south and east of the Alaska Range, near 20, closer to 20 for the Copper River Basin, 40s to lower 50s for the Panhandle. And then the highs for Thursday afternoon, back into the 50s for the southeast coast, 40s south central Alaska, near 50 Kodiak Island, cooling into the upper 20s to lower 30s for the central interior, teens for the Brooks Range, 20s for the Arctic coast, and mid to upper 40s for the Bering Sea and the Aleutians. Lows the following morning, right around 0 here for the Brooks Range and 5 to 10 over the north central interior areas. And single numbers all the way down the Copper River Basin now, teens west of the Alaska Range, 15 to 25 for south central Alaska and the Kenai Peninsula, lows in the 40s for the Panhandle, lower 40s for the Aleutians. And then the highs on Friday afternoon, mid to upper 20s for the Copper River Basin, and in the 30s now, south central Alaska, near lower 40s though toward Homer, upper 40s, Kodiak Island, and lower to mid 50s now, a little bit cooler for the southeast coast there, in the 20s in the central interior, 5 to 15 in the Brooks Range, and in the 20s for the north slope and the Arctic coast.